My name is Terry. I'm with Danielle from the Pretty Hills and also Nicole from Down for the Count. Today we are with someone who's making a return. Someone you should know. You might have seen her on WWE Raw, but that's not what we're here about. We're here about her Mae Young classics. We're here about the whole East Coast spring that she was doing in 2014 through 17, where she was winning championships. She will be making her debut at Generation Championship Wrestling in the Diamond Cup. Her name is Renee Michelle. How are you doing today, now?
I'm good. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming on. The first question I always ask, well, I know this question, but for our people is, why do you love wrestling, or what started your love for wrestling?
Oh gosh. I wasn't a wrestling fan. Like as I as I told like many interviews before, like I didn't grow up on wrestling. I had no idea about the world of wrestling. I grew up from a military government type of family, so we had like that structure. And as I was working for the government agency, I was actually getting into modeling, getting into acting, and then I had an ex and a few of my friends. They like dragged me to my first wrestling show, which was Impact, and I had no idea what I was watching. Right in front of me, all I see is these like big muscular dudes with like either spray themselves down with water bottles or baby something like that, beating each other up in their underwear. So it was very foreign to me. So I'm like, I don't have no idea what I'm watching. I'm just watching a bunch of sweaty men just beating each other up. I'm gonna get some nachos and jalapenos. Like, I'm over it. But I had this old elderly bald man named Gilbert start chasing me down and papers in his hand, go like, have you ever thought about becoming a professional wrestler? Like, no. Getting my ass beat by sweaty men? No. Like, but he was like, no, it's not like that. You have like a very unique look. You look very athletic. Yada yada yada. You should definitely give it a try. But I mostly my whole life grew up doing martial arts since the age of 4. I did like Muay Thai, Taekwondo, Kung Fu, which is Chuli Fut, and weapons and capoeira. So if anything, wrestling, I mean, with those, that helped me a lot with wrestling. So I tried it out, gave it a try because he wouldn't take no for an answer. He even found me on social media. So that's how determined and was. And I'm like, all right, dude, like I'll give it a try one time, and if I don't like it, that's it. But tried it out, fell for it, caught the wrestling bug, and the rest is history.
That's great. So Gilbert, everybody knows Gilbert.
Gilbert.
So I saw, and it said that you also did some training in Japan. Um,
Yes, Chiguro Nagayo is my mentor. I call her Pama. She's like
okay,
she's like mama and papa to me.
yeah, I could say that name. I was like, I can't say the name? How's that experience over in Japan for you?
I did. I took Japanese when I was in college. I just wanted to challenge myself. Never in my whole life I ever thought I ever utilize it. Cause like in college, people they either take Spanish, they either take French. It's like the stereotypical like easy. Like okay, Spanish, French, and obviously since we're in America, Spanish is the second language here in America. But I'm like, when I wanted to challenge myself, so I took Japanese, and then many years later you know, and I got into wrestling and whatnot. She did a tryout in New York, and there was a lot of people that attended. And as everyone was doing their promos in English, I decided to cut mine in Japanese. So I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's one point, But it's like I guess there's that saying if you don't use it, you lose it. But obviously I was surprised that I remembered a bunch still.
Danielle, Nicole, I'm gonna throw it to you. I'll come back in, but when you
So I'll take it in. I want to just go back to what you said when you cut your promo in Japanese. Like how did you like was it kind of spur of the moment, like on the fly, or did you say, hey, I'm gonna be a person of color, like saying something and some
It was,
things that
it was definitely on the fly. So then they were surprised that I did it in Japanese. They were surprised that I wrote my name in Japanese. They were surprised that I was like, they asked me like, can I read this? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Like even though like I'm not advanced in the bigger vocabulary, but it's like if I can read hiragana and katakana, I'm fine. Kanji kicks my butt, but hiragana
Mhm.
and katakana, I'm fine. I usually can make out the kanji
Mhm.
after that.
That's really interesting because one of my business partners, she's actually learning Japanese, and she's a assistant principal here in New York, and she's been teaching her students. They have like a whole group where they sit together and they do conversation to kind of get a better sense of it. And she talked about kanji and how that's like the part that she's working on like as we speak.
Oh,
Um,
the worst. It's like
yeah.
it's like Chinese, but the moment that the moment like she probably tell you the same thing. The moment that you figure out hiragana and katakana, and they don't go like A B C D like here in America. They go like vowels like in Spanish.
Hmm.
Like we here in America we get A-E-O-U. They
Hmm.
do A-E-O. So
Hmm.
it's like, and that's like how the format is like. We have subject verb object, which is subject object verb. Just like
Hmm.
does like.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, you have to now. You're gonna have to like partner with New Japan and start giving lessons and stuff. But so I guess my last thing before I kick it to Nicole would be I just want to focus a little bit more on um you being a woman wrestler, woman talent, and like how hard is it for you to have to be unique and stand out? I mean, granted, and get rid of the elephant in the room. There aren't many, right, women of color. There are those that exist, and those that exist are great. But like, how hard is it for you to remain unique and make sure you do things that set you aside from the other talented women that exist in the industry?
I feel like I feel like in a way, even though there's like limited, I wish there was more women of color. I wish there was more ambiguous women as well. But we are in the world that we are in today, and I feel like because there's limited about amount of women of color, it makes each and every one of us unique in our own way. Like we could train as much as we possibly can, but it's like, okay, if I get mad at every girl that has the same, let's just say, same gear color, I don't own a color.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
All I know is like I own me, and
Mm-hmm.
I know how the way I move and how the way I execute things is like my own little flair. Each and every girl has their own little flair. It would be kind of silly for me to get mad at a girl who has either the same hair color as me, let alone the same gear color. If that makes any sense. Like it all depends
Mm-hmm.
on the way you could rock it, how the way you could flaunt it, how the way you put yourself out there.
Yeah.
Like if it's really silly. Like I feel like for some women, especially women, sorry, my husband. So some women, especially like some, we need to be more empowering, with each other as women of color versus tearing each other down because there's not
Mm-hmm.
much of us.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you for that. I appreciate your comments.
Yeah.
Nicole, I'm kicking it to you.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to get a little bit more into the actual cup because that's why we're here talking to you
Mm-hmm.
this evening. So what about you puts you ahead of the other women that are going to be participating?
Well, look at me. That I mean, I think that I stand out. Um, oh gosh, who knows like the amount of experience as the other women, but I definitely have been around, and I have tried different styles such as learning Japan style, learning American style, trying to more of either if it's lucha, even if it's more deep or detailed or grappling, and as also as well adding my martial arts into it. So I think that also put me a little bit of ahead of the game. I actually love like the British style of wrestling. I like how very technical they are.
It's just funny because that's my favorite, like catch wrestling. It's like I love it, and I think which you could probably agree about what I love most about British wrestling because it looks like they're actually like trying to like kill each other. So that makes maybe make me a sick person, but that's why I like it.
We're all sick in the head. It's okay. If you're in this, we're all mental in some way.
So, and then I'm gonna ask you one more, then I'm gonna shoot it back over to Terry. But besides your match with Shaw, what is another match within the comp that you're most excited to see as a fan perspective?
As a fan perspective, ooh, I am very curious. I remember one time that Red Velvet and we were supposed to work each other, and we didn't have the opportunity to work each other. But I'm looking forward to see how she blossoms and grows. I've been watching her on AEW, so I see what she's been doing. I'm very proud. But I definitely am looking forward to see her, how she is like in person watching. I feel like, okay, watching it on TV is one thing, but watching it in person is completely different. There's my husband again.
We saw him. Tell Drake we said hello. Hey, Drake.
What's up, man?
No, he's going to get his tan. He tries to match the same color as me. He tries. Mahogany today. You're going for mahogany today? Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, you gotta make sure he's all tanned up for Wednesday. So
yeah.
What I find to be really interesting. Oh, I'm sorry, Nicole. Were you done or no?
Oh no, you can go, and I'll say something afterwards.
Oh no, I was just gonna touch on. I was gonna say you're one of the last people. Well, you and Bret Hart that I got to speak to because you were at big event this March just passed, and were you at the were you at the March one or November? I think it was March.
It was March
in New York.
Oh, in New York. Oh, girl, my memory's terrible.
That was one of the last wrestling things to happen in New York before the city or the country or the world rather got shut down. So I had tagged you on Twitter and I was like, oh, I hope we get to continue our conversation. But I can't even remember what it was, so it's irrelevant now.
Oh my God. I think that it might be in November. It might be November.
Was it November?
It was October. Wait, was it about the 24/7 thing? No. Which part was it? I forgot.
I was like excited. I sent the tweet out, and then like when I tried to get on here earlier to prep, to be here just for the internet's sake, and I was like, yeah, I totally forgot the conversation.
Totally forgot the conversation.
I try to remember everything. I'm like, trust me, like I don't remember last year's stuff. So I was like, I could barely remember last year, but I definitely don't remember anything from the year before that. Like a blur.
Sorry, Nicole.
Oh no, you're good. So just one more thing. So say you win the Diamond Cup. Say you win.
Mm-hmm.
What is the next feat that you hope to accomplish after that?
After that, well, maintaining it, of course, but maintaining it, of course. I have to definitely see like what's open during this whole pandemic, like what's new, what's up, what's open, what had, I guess, went under, during the whole pandemic. Because I have heard like a few promotions, I guess, kind of went under.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it's, that's unfortunate, but it's way of life. And I definitely will be rocking like a totally, completely different. Now, after the Diamond Cup, you'll see a totally, completely different me.
Oh.
What does that mean?
Yeah. You getting new gear, new hair, new everything?
Yeah, I'm rocking the honey. I haven't worn honey in 15 years.
Wow, I love it.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, that's good.
I actually have one of those in the window.
Yeah, we have to have them all.
I'm going to kick this up a little bit if you don't mind.
Yeah, I was going to go back over to you anyways.
Saul Guerrero has been talking about Tabasco sauce and hot sauce that she's bringing for you. Do you even like hot sauce?
I do like hot sauce, so that doesn't bother me one bit.
But hold on real quick, Terry. What is your favorite hot sauce, though?
My favorite, I like the Crystal hot sauce. I like the Tabasco hot sauce. I like the Cholula. I also there's like another there's like two different green type of sauce, but one is like really really spicy. I like that one, but one is like okay. You see, like the little green Tabasco that you see at Chipotle. I like that
Yeah.
one. So I'm all about the hot sauce. So she could bring it. She could bring it.
Okay.
Wow.
Because I just saw a lot of people talking about her coming back and doing everything. But not a lot of people were talking about you. And I was just wondering, how is that making you feel about that? Because you're both debuting for the first time in GCW. But everybody is more excited about Saul.
Well, actually, louder than words.
Oh,
Mm.
okay.
I'm actually more excited for Renee. I'm not. I mean, I like Shaw, but I'm here for Renee.
Yeah, I'm just saying the people out there talking when you just see Saul name going up and down a lot. But I'm like, Renee's coming back. Have you seen her in the ring? The high
No,
flying, the air.
that, but that's great, because I'm coming in with an entrance. I'm coming there with a mission, and I'd rather come there quietly and give out a big bang. I'm small, but so is Dynamite.
Oh,
Mm.
hey, I heard that in elementary school, and it's still
Boom,
facts.
boom.
I may be small, but so is Dynamite. So I'd rather come in there very quietly and then blow things up.
Boom. The fuse is lit.
I
So
love that.
also, Miss, so we do have the Diamond Cup that's coming up on the 13th. Another thing that's actually starting this Saturday, October 31st, I saw you on their poster, is the Fighting Evolution Wrestling. They're making their comeback. Will you be a part of that?
Well, I know that they're having it more. Hey, if they want me, they know where they can find me, and I'll be gladly to come.
Okay. So here's a good thing. I don't know if it's a good thing. So I saw an interview that you did back in September, and it said during these pandemic times you didn't see yourself actually wrestling. I think it was with Wrestling, and then I saw your name get announced for the tournament. Um, if that's true, what changed your mind about actually coming out for this tournament to wrestle?
Well, a lot of people they thought I retired, which that is false. Okay, I did not retire, people. All right. I just decided not to wrestle because I'm not trying to catch anything. I'm not trying to be 6 feet under. I'm not trying to get my mother sick. I'm not trying to get my grandparents sick. So I rather keep focusing and practicing on my craft. And I've been training over at Flatbacks, which is owned by Chad Breeze and Sean Spears. So they're my trainers.
Ooh. Will GCW be your return? Because I was looking to see. I saw you had hurt your MCL and ACL, but I didn't see any matches after that. Is this your return to the ring?
Yes, this is my return to the
Oh.
I never retire. Who said I retired? That didn't come out of my mouth. People
No.
assume. People assume.
It's a long awaited return. That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's two returns in one match. I don't know if we're ready for that.
No.
No.
No, we're not.
No one's ready.
No one's not ready. See, the thing is with Shaw, she's been out of the loop for 6 years. I never been out of the loop. I just been training and waiting.
Oh.
That fuse is lit. That fuse is lit.
So
Y'all bought the matches.
you did say she's been out the loop. So in your promo, yeah, we're gonna go there. In your promo, you said she's riding off her last name.
Yeah.
You don't see anything that she's done to.
No.
Mm.
Oh,
She hasn't been in the ring with me.
shit.
She hasn't been in the ring with me. She hasn't dealt with me. Other than that, anyone's last name is irrelevant to me when they step in the ring with me.
Okay.
Oh.
Hello.
Actions speak louder than words. Show me that you are a Guerrero. Other than that, I don't want to hear it.
Mm.
I feel like that's all you need to say on that. That pretty much sounds.
Everyone could say like, "Oh, I'm this. I'm first generation. I'm second generation. Blah 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 blah." I'm like, okay, that's all fine and good. I understand what your mother, your father, your grand uncles, or whatever did, but what do you do?
Mm. Her name ain't Eddie.
We're not gonna do
Renee.
but they are gonna do this on November 13th. Oh, she said it, y'all.
Bring the Tabasco sauce, bring the hot sauce. It's like I put it on my popcorn for a snack.
Have your cup of milk ready.
Yes.
You know what's really good, but it's just like a token. This is probably why I have high blood pressure. But hot sauce and adobo seasoning on popcorn.
Yes, that's so good.
Man.
Blood pressure going to be high right afterwards, but it's worth it.
Renee, living in the DC area, I mean, well, you grew up in DC. It says you're from DC. Could I ask you about what were some of your favorite things to do in that area? Because I used to grow up there. You know, I used to live out there. I was young though. I wasn't as old as I am now.
I was born in DC.
Terry's old.
I was born in DC, and like I said, like I wasn't necessarily supposed to be born in DC. I'm not gonna lie there. Okay, my mother just so happened to have me in DC. We stayed up there for a little bit, you know, because we have family there. But I've always been back and forth from Miami to DC. You know, because like I said, like my mother, you know, she was a government. My dad and my stepdad, you know, they were military. So it's just, if anything, you know, Florida and DC both have my hearts. They're my home. I love my Florida people. I love my DC people. My DMV.
DMV. I was a military kid myself also. So I knew about all that. We moved around a lot, but I've been in the area that I'm in for a while now.
Yeah.
So Miss Michelle, Renee Michelle, I've seen you wrestle everybody. So one of the last few questions I always ask, Generation Championship Wrestling, November 13th, Renee Michelle versus Saul Guerrero. All type of hot sauce to be in the building. But the question I usually ask is, and I've seen you wrestle almost everyone who's on TV. Is there maybe 2 to 3 people out there that you haven't wrestled that you're looking to wrestle now that you're making your comeback?
That's signed or that is not signed?
Nicole, Danielle, what y'all think? Signed or not signed?
I say whoever.
I know signed. Signed. I heard
okay.
you wanted to face somebody that I like.
Who's that?
Oscar. You know, the Empress of Tomorrow. Is that true?
That is true. Okay, so here's the thing why I want to take my level up to Asuka. Well, Asuka, she apparently Kana. I mean, over in Japan, she used to be named as Kana, but now it's Asuka. And the reason why she got Asuka now is because she was inspired by Lioness Asuka, which is Chigusa Nagayo tag team partner. They were known as the Crush Girls back in the day. Chigusa, she owned a company called Gaia, which is now called Marvelous. So from Lioness Asuka and Chigusa Nagayo, known as the Crush Girls, and they were the biggest infamous tag team and also rivals in Japan. Let alone Seiko Matamura was Chigusa protege back in the day. So what better way to have 2 women from that, me being trained by Chigusa, Asuka being inspired, or maybe she might be possibly trained by Lioness Asuka. 2 of their students go at it with one another.
Ooh.
I'm here for that.
Sounds like if I could book it right now, I'd book it.
Chigusa and Lioness Asuka, they had a rival at the very end. What about their students?
Okay. Let's go with somebody that's unsigned then.
Unsigned. I've always had fun being in a ring with Melina. Yeah. Last time I wrestled Melina was like, yes, Milky. Sorry, it's my cat. he loves him some me. But
I understand your pain.
Yeah. But I would love to get in the ring with Melina again. Last time we wrestled each other was, I want to say, Yeah, it was like last year. It was in Barbados, and they haven't had a show there since 1987. No, 1989.
I
So
remember. Yes, I saw that show. Yes, yes.
they're-
I heard of that. Yes.
yeah,
There was a lot of you out there at that show. I was a little upset I wasn't invited.
I love it out there.
Yeah, there was a lot of people out there. Why wouldn't you want to go wrestle in Barbados?
Whew.
Yeah, especially if there hasn't been a show since like 1987, 1980.
Yeah, like why wouldn't you want to get booked for that? I'd show up.
Yeah, that's a big history movie.
So, Danielle, Nicole, you know I was about to do, so I'm gonna ask you guys, do you have anything before we close it out?
No, I want to say I'm going to be in Tampa, and I'm looking forward to, having a ringside seat for the match and to witness the history. You guys are coming back to the ring, first time wrestling each other, and I'm going to sit there with my cup of milk because I really can't eat spicy food.
It's okay. I'll ease you in a little bit. You're gonna love it.
Okay. I'll give it a try. I'm team Renee Michelle, so I'm going to trust that you're going to, show me the way.
Yes, I enlighten you. I will enlighten you.
Oh, Nicole?
Well, I unfortunately won't be there. It's because it's the day after my birthday, and also I cannot with my current job responsibilities right now because we're going a little bit crazy. But I am excited to have these two tell me all about it and blow up my phone about what's going on. So I'm excited to pretend that I'm there and get a play-by-play of what's going on.
She'll be there in spirit.
I'll be there. I'll be there in spirit.
And
So,
be alive too.
Nicole can't be there. What you guys can do is watch on the Title Match Network. If you can't be there, November 13th. If you sign up, you get 2 weeks for free. Watch all the matches. Renee Michelle, this just may be your next generation championship wrestling women's champion. I don't know. I'm not picking nothing. We'll pick the day before, but if I had to put some money on somebody, I'm just saying.
Where you putting your money on?
He said he's just saying.
I didn't
Being
make a
political
choice.
about it.
I didn't make a choice. I'm being political. Yeah, I'm being political because we got Saul on here on Thursday. You want to send her a message?
Theater in Chica. Bring all the hot sauce you like.
Oh, okay. Now, what we usually do here, Miss Renee Michelle, is this is what we call our put yourself over moment, where you just let anybody who watches know your social media, any websites where they can buy your merch at, how they can get in contact with you and request things. If you could give that to the people.
Absolutely. Well, you can find me on social media, which is Instagram, which is Lady RM. You can also find me on Facebook, which is one Renee Michelle, as well as Twitter, one Renee Michelle. And if you want to go on Pro Wrestling Tees, my t-shirts are there. If you want to go on Big Cartel, pictures are there.
So if you're watching this live, because it's in a Facebook group now, go on to the Jobber Tears podcast. They got the Jobber Tears podcast lounge with Renee Michelle is going to be appearing on that. It's their new show premiering tonight. Nicole with Down for the Count. Danielle with Pretty Heels. We love wrestling. Miss Renee Michelle, thank you again for being here. Do not leave yet. We always do this. But my closing out that I always do, if I love wrestling and you love wrestling, then we love wrestling. It's too sweet. Hey, for the culture.